People, you see when everybody a work together, it a go hard to prove anybody wrong. You are going to when everybody plan it up, it a go hard. You are going to, you know I'm Rastafari soldier, ladies and gentlemen. We're discussing the origin of the COVID-19. You're looking on the screen right now. As you see, you will see Dr. Ebark. This is Peter Embarek. I should say Embarek is his name. He was the head Danish, WHO worker that has been tasked to investigate the origin of the COVID. And I want you to stick around so we could talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. You know I'm Rastafari soldier of Dave Roots TV. Greetings, 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 and salutations to all nation. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm Rastafari soldier of Deep Roots TV. And if this is your first time seeing this video, yeah, you must have missed the Rastaman because they deleted my channel, took away all my subscribers. So I'm gonna build it back better right now. Yeah, make sure you subscribe, like, and share right now. I'm here on a very, very important topic, ladies and gentlemen, because for the last almost 2 years now, we have been locked down at our home. We have been kept inside on quarantine and all different things and been told to wear masks and all that stuff. Many efforts, including police, stores, have been made to keep people from being outside. People have been told to wear masks and all that stuff. Restrictions, people sticking stuff down your nose. Everyone in the world have this virus and nobody has came up to the idea one where the virus come from. So it appears that Joe Biden have, given a team 90 days to investigate what's going on. And there are some startling conclusions that are being found here, my people. People, I want them to take on the time, I want them to listen to this, because I've been studying what's going on for a few weeks, few months now, almost 2 years. The news is reading. The head of the WHO team that investigate the origin of COVID-19 calls for a closer look at China lab. Wow. Now, I can recall myself a couple months ago, I heard a former president of the United States made certain utterance, and they made sure that they stop it. Now, the Danish head of the World Health Organization, leading the lead team that traveled to China early this year to probe the origin of the COVID-19, called for a closer scrutiny of the laboratory near the site where the first known cluster of the case at the market central Chinese city of Wuhan. In comments broadcast by Denmark state-owned TV2 and confirmed to the Wall Street Journal, Ben Embarek, a food safety specialist, said investigators should seek more information about the lab, a research facility run by the Wuhan Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Dr. Ben Embarek remarks mark a biggest departure by the numbers of members of the WHO team from their views expressing at news conference in February that the laboratory incidents was too unlikely to merit further study. It's interesting that the lab relocated on the 2nd of December 2019. Rotted. You hear this now? You have the head of Denmark the general that was put in charge to head the team to travel to China early this year in February, saying that when they went over there to investigate, they found out that the lab was moved and relocated December of 2019. That's probably the period where all started, Dr. Ben Embarek said in a TV interview. We know that when you move a lab, it disturbs everything. That entire procedure is always a disruptive element in the daily work routine of a lab. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here, so, is a story that is very interesting to I and I. Because for about 2 years now, I have been studying this, and I've been studying a couple people. I've been studying a couple people. And I've been looking into this virus that's been plaguing the place. And I noticed a lot of people are not asking where the virus come from. And I'm wondering, are they like so scared or what? But I'm realizing it's purposeful. People do not want to touch the topic because their handlers know what's going on. It appeared that one man had an inclination or knew something, and he called it out, and they took him out of power. Yes, I'm talking about Orange Man. People, it appears that the World Health Organization, the WHO, and the Chinese government and other governmental facility knows what's going on. It appears that the old George Orwellian ideology, or the 1984 ideology, out of chaos, you get order. Order out of chaos. Here we have Ben Embarek, the leader of the World Health Organization team that was sent to China to investigate the origin of the COVID-19. And what he's saying here is that it's obvious something fishy was going on. Y'all guarantee. Now, I looked into the whole WHO and the whole setup what them have here. And Dr. Tedros right here seems to always make me feel like he's a fall guy. You know? It's just like when they put in Desmond Tutu in a certain position. They're just fronts. Then put a black Indian man where sometimes I wonder if he really, and this young man in charge of the World Health Organization. That's the fall guy. Straight fall guy. Now, President Biden, of course, and Anthony Fauci appears to have connections also, because Anthony Fauci has been at the position he's been through about 7 or 8 presidents. I don't know how come Anthony Fauci in a power from 1980 something, and we haven't elected him, or he's been a health advisor. This guy look like he's a creepy, weird science. All of them look so. Unbelievable. Now, Joe Biden is obvious. Me hear him in the news, in the US news, where they're talking about the implication of him being in bed with China and his son making backdoor deals with China. So it seems like it's all coming together. I heard Senator Ron Paul been accusing Dr. Fauci of doing what they call gain of function research. Now, Gain of function is when you take a virus from an animal, because all animals have their own virus in their own species. Yeah, because you need viruses so your immune system could develop resistance so you could survive, or you would just die. Now, the gain of function is when you take an animal virus, like a bat virus, a coronavirus, and make it highly infectious so it can be passed on. Now, like we have researched and found out, you can look it up on YouTube. You have former President Barack Obama saying that there would be a pandemic in the next administration. Look it up. It's on YouTube. People, I'm trying to get my people to wake up. I realize that anytime someone goes on the social media and speak their mind, they call it misinformation and they block you or delete you. So you tell me, say, if me want chat arms house with my mouth, you have the right to tell me. If me want chat fuckery, you have the right to tell me. If me want to say what me want to say, you have the right to tell me. If me want to breathe here, you have the right to suffocate me. Yagante. Now, from through all this research that I've been doing, ladies and gentlemen, right, I find, you know, Jamie Mitz has been calling for further investigation of the origin of the coronavirus. And I don't know what's wrong with that, because we want to know where it come from so we could prevent this pandemic from happening again, because that's what we do. When you develop knowledge about something, you can prevent it or you can use it to your own advantage. Now the last part there, I will me want you to understand that there are people that has manipulated and manipulate society in such way. Yeah. When you get a chance, I want you to look up the Great Reset. Because out of chaos, we can have order, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the first time. What is going on right now is the censoring, deleting, blocking of alternative thoughts. So they want everyone to think the same way, to march along to the same beat. Unbelievable. What's occurring now, people, believe it or not, is the coming of the second dark ages. So they could create what they call a renaissance. And a lot of people don't understand what that is. The dark ages was the time when it was illegal for certain books to be read, knowledge to be passed on, or else you're considered a heretic. And you was basically targeted and could be wiped out easy. You are guaranteed. In this time, people, we have to make sure that we stay vigilant as far as keeping our eyes and our minds wide open. Many have eyes, people, and cannot see. Many have ears, people, and refuse to hear. It's not that they can't hear, they refuse. Because you see, seeing needs time and patience and registering. And then you just, it's not working. Okay? Because just because you're seeing something don't mean you're seeing. You have to look with intent to see. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not no magic trick now, no magic show. But like Buju Banton says, it's hidden in plain sight on purpose. Because those who want to know will know. We can't blame nobody for put on something right in front of you and then you're going like you did not see it. Here is Peter Ben Embarek or Embark, right? And he's saying that the World Health Organization team that went to China were being pressured. He's saying that it wasn't an investigation that they went to. They went to a presentation, meaning that they were shown around and told what the Chinese wanted to tell them. And they were allowed where the Chinese allowed them. And there are many people that knows what's going on. Dr. Anthony Fauci is one of them. This gentleman is always up on TV telling us about the virus as if he is the only virology or virologist in the country, as if he is the only doctor in the country. People, if you're still with me, hit that red subscribe button. Please hit that red subscribe button so I could, get the subscription back up, because YouTube remove couple thousand, well, over 17,000 of my subscribers probably gone by now. Y'all gonna take, because I told channel now them remove for me. The first was when Bojo just reach out. Them remove me that week. Now, the Olympics just passed, them remove me again. But I say it to my friend, we'll build it back like the President of the United States, and we'll build it back better. Y'all gonna take, it takes certain things to learn. Yeah. But my family and my friends, what I want to know for overstand here is, it is necessary that we stay vigilant. I've been researching, like I said, looking into this virus for the last 2 years. And for some reason, I came around this female scientist by the name of Judy Mikovits. And I'm telling you, this scientist is a woman that used to work with Dr. Anthony Fauci. And Judy Mikovits was talking about gain of function and mRNA, and protein molecules. And I didn't understand what the heck she was talking about. And I listened to her, and now I'm understanding what she's talking about. They tried to destroy her life by having her in a federal court for over 6 years, ladies and gentlemen. She came out with a book called The Plague and another one called The Pandemic. She had a video, and they're trying to scrub everything about Judy Mikovits off the internet, saying she's a conspiracy theorist and misleading. I love conspiracy theory stuff. I love Alex Jones. I love David Icke. And I don't care if some of it is way off. I don't care if some of it is a lie. I should have enough sense to make my smart decision. I love sci-fi. At least something that's within the reality of the world. Because if it wasn't for sci-fi, we don't have facial recognition and voice recognition. And when Alex Jones and David Icke were telling us about these things in the 90s, we thought it was far-fetched. And here we are in 2021. And it is occurring for real. So what they're doing is they're censoring the people, and censorship is a blinding light. Censorship is when you have someone walk around with a face mask for 2 years. It decreases who you talk to. It decreases your communication. It decreases the way you're learning. It changes your facial expression. It does something to the mind. But like I said, Out of chaos, ladies and gentlemen, we can accomplish great things. Out of chaos, we can accomplish great things. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm Rastafari Soldier, and I'm just, reintroducing myself on the YouTube, yeah, on Deep Roots TV, Real Truth TV. Yeah, we want to make sure we speak the truth here on Deep Roots. So if you want to hear the truth, go ahead and subscribe to Deep Roots. We're talking about the findings of Dr. Ben Embarek. We're talking about the leader of the World Health Organization investigative team that traveled to China to investigate the COVID-19. The spokesman at the conference, and he says at this point here that they need to take a closer look at the laboratory at the Wuhan Center in China. Ladies and gentlemen, basically he's insinuating that there's a link between the labs at the Wuhan in China and this massive universal outbreak, because there's no way this can be natural. Impossible for people down in Brazil, Jamaica, Africa, China, England, a japadoti from one thing, then it's obvious. It's a man thing. I don't know, God thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rastafari Soldier. I'm asking you to go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. And we're going to have a great relationship. Thank you for tuning back in. Thank you for subscribing again. Big up all my family them. Saint Elizabeth. Yeah, you know that's the best. Big up Clarion. Yeah, I talk about Spanish Town. Big up the 14th parish, Portmore. Or the 15th parish, whichever one you want to be. Big up all of my friends them in New York, Brooklyn, Bronx. Canada, Jamaicans, big up yourself. All the people them down in South Florida. Big up my mommy up in me can't even give that out. Big up my families them, you see? All of the people them in the world. You know, say, tell them little boys and girls that Rastafari Soldier is on Deep Roots TV. Make sure you share it. I want to use them to see the Rasta man. I'm more life and I'm more joy and I'm more happiness. Make sure you stay safe out there, my family. Don't listen to them. Drink up your ginger, drink up your vervine, eat up your garlic, and make sure you live your life. And one life you have to live. Don't make nobody keep you stifled. More life, more joy. Big up yourself. Give thanks and read your Bible. Yeah.